And we're back. My dad brought his bulldog over for me to babysit while he's away, but he's sleeping, so I should be okay to record for a while. Welcome, So I found out that our waitress is none other than Yuko. Of course, every route we have to go through this introductory scene, although I think it's not really an introductory scene since we already know her, but introducing her at this place at least. She looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to leave the same librarian from our school. And you can't skip it. Oh, I'm hitting enter for some reason. Does she work 2 jobs? I guess that must be it. Oh, it's you. Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered. Hey, Yuko. Hi, Yuko, I didn't know you worked here, too. Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here before. We met at your other job at the Yamaku Library, remember? Her eyes widen in memory. Yes, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered a customer's face. I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows and narrowly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little. Do you really think so? Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy has been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement. Yep, it sure is. Well, okay. So Yuko got you room to seat us? Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some small towels before taking our order. What will you have? Cake and some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me. Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Rin. And for you? I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet. Sorry? The drinking kind of straw, one please. Yuko is obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction. And you, sir? Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake. Come on, Izao, don't let me be the only one with food. I feel like a pig. I'm just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all. Well, today's your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow. Well, then I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind. Oh, what kind? I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprise me. Yuko sighs and nods. Very well, your order will be out soon. Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive very quickly. Thanks, Yuko. Yuko nods in appreciation. This is a different guy than usual, isn't it? Different guy. Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed. Oh yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend Izao. Oh, we've met. Yeah, small world. Well, let me know if you need anything. With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? I guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid, I can just ask Emmy. So what's this other guy, huh? You got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else. It's just a trap team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So if we have anything to discuss, I tag along. Sounds mighty suspicious to me. I see. I could let the matter drop, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it. Rin watches our play, seemingly mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch. Anyway. Rin jerks back from wherever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What did you just say? No, before that. No idea. Oh, well, okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with our cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good. Emmy seems to think so too, as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit. The thief. Pirate, there's a difference. We're not on water. Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries. Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to add. Seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop her from appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry and pretty good. The rain's let up. It would appear that Rin is correct. Good timing, too. I finished my food, and it looks like Emmy is as well. Well, we'd better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. Takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly. So, do you want to return to the park? My jaw nearly drops. That would be terrible, the wet grass. Are you kidding? It's probably going to rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops. You may be right. Well, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time, but you owe me a picnic now, got it? Why? I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or both of us. Fine. Now hurry up, I want to get some laps at the track, and it would be nice to do it without the rain. I thought this was your day off. Well, Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself. I need to practice. And I need to burn off that cake anyway. I don't get the feeling that she's leaving something out. You sure it wasn't that much cake? No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it. She's got a point there. So I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Well, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what I'm going with here, but this wasn't even an option. I just accidentally saved there, so I'm going to overwrite that. And then I'm going to take a drink. Alrighty. Offer to run with Emmy. Keep quiet. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the one. Like, this is the one I'm definitely going with, but I don't know. Like, yeah, I feel like this would give me the most points. I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head emphatically. Now, you want his hour. Rest is critical for you, remember? I won't allow you to push yourself too hard. I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. Think it's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly. Aw, man. Stupid rain. It'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused. Like I'm not going to run in the rain. Well, you shouldn't. You could catch a cold. Emmy waves her hand airily. Ridiculous. I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that. Can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Noah, and carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof. Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket, didn't read the rest of it. Basket from me and shoots through the door. Rin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. It's wet out here. I need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. If you, didn't they know it was going to rain? The sky looked pretty bad from, the get-go. Wouldn't you bring an umbrella? I'm soon in front of the door, but I am intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji, who appears to be carrying a stack of books. Hey man, give me a hand, would ya? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you went around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. The perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they have to stab me. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain comfortably in the dark. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these back in the library. I knocked on your door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Rin. Kenji staggers back in shock. Looks like I just shot his dog, if he had a dog. The limbless ladies again. What did you do this time? Well, we wound up the Shanghai, prevented from continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair. The Shanghai? Why the Shanghai? No, you can't go to that damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know, I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security, and then bam. He hits his door for emphasis. Wallet's gone. Bus pass gone. Identity fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again. He seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you I've gone there again. It seems to mollify my bespectacled companion. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to just let you wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it. Yeah, well, I need to get changed and do homework, so see you later. Huh? Oh, sure, whatever. I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You better take these. Catch a glimpse of one of the titles. Something about cryptography. What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seems so adamant about doing the run alone, I can't help but wonder if her legs still bother her. Try to remember whether or not I'd seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute. But there was something else there too, sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. Oh, accidentally clicked off the window. Oh, accidentally opened Steam. There. The sound of my alarm brings me out of a dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. I'm a little bleary-eyed and it feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. A glance at my watch reveals that I was right and I'm in fact running a little late. Thing is, there's no Emmy. That's a hunch she should be here. She definitely should be here. I mean, I was late. I guess I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crossed my mind that it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyway? It seems likely. Emmy's a lot of things, but cautious isn't one of them. She probably figured the rain wouldn't stop, and that's why she was so adamant about running alone. So I would have gladly ran with her, even if it wasn't rain. Heck, if anything, I would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad. That would be why she didn't want me to go along, of course. Even so, I can't help wanting to know where she is. Well, nothing for it. I'd better stretch and run and hope that Emmy shows up with a grinning excuse. Okay. On my cool-down lap, I'm forced to admit that Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me, while at the same time I wonder just why I'm so worried over her. Why am I worried about my friend? Why? That's so weird, isn't it, Hizao? The run helped to take my mind off a little, but now that I'm finished, I'm back to worrying. It was weird not having her here, downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns on me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. Probably more to be with Emmy now that I think about it. It's one of those things that are completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. Surely is someone I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world-shaking. All the same, I find myself feeling slightly shocked. When did this happen? When did this happen? When did we become friends? How horrible. Well, no time to think about this, though. I want to ponder this new development. I have a greater desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse when I stop in to see him. Well, you seem to be in good shape as hell. That's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual. Except instead of leaving, I ask a question. Hey, where's Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests that I failed miserably. Oh, you mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. Sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. I believe she'd planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you. Oh, shit. The nurse gives me a sheepish smile that seems to be at least partially sincere. I told her I'd stop by the track to let you know in case she forgot to. Sorry about that. But we don't need to tell Emmy I forgot, right? I returned the nurse's smile with a devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save it for whenever I need a favor from you. The nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know, I got tons of blackmail on you that you're not even aware of. So don't push your luck, okay? My expression earns another laugh from the nurse. I'm kidding, Hizao. But seriously, don't tell Emmy I forgot, okay? Your secret is safe with me. Oh, good. Now go on, get out of here. Wait, I got one more question. Shoot. Is she gonna be okay? Oh, yeah, definitely. Her fever was high, but it's already starting to go down by the time she came by my office. I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by the evening no matter what I tell her. Maybe I should visit her after class. It takes me a second to realize I've spoken aloud. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, it might not be a bad idea. You can let me know if she's taking a turn for the worse, I guess. No funny business, you got it. I know what meds you're on after all. I think that's a threat against my life, but I'm not sure. Either way, I assure the nurse that my intentions are chaste and exit the office. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. The lunch bell rings, and I found myself disinclined to make my way up to the roof. After all, I'm betting Rin knows where Emmy is, and if that's the case, then I doubt she'd bother going up there. More to the point, I doubt we have any sort of scintillating conversation if she did. Chances are she'd prefer to be alone up there anyway, so I don't accidentally ruin her train of thought or something. Unfortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria either. Guess I'll go to the library instead. I need a new book to read anyway, having finished my other one yesterday before bed. Maybe I can find more by the same author. I love libraries. They smell like dust and paper and ink. All these stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place makes the air come alive with potential. I'm not sure how to navigate Yamakuza Library yet, having mostly stuck to books I brought with me, so I searched for the librarian and asked for help. I suppose she's not around. Can't believe it. Yuko, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerges from one of the aisles. Excuse me? Oh, can I help you? Actually, I was looking for a book. So am I. Advanced Cryptography. We just got it in, now it's gone missing. I really want to read that one. Cryptography? Yeah, that is... This guy I knew... I'm not sure how to describe it. Skip to the end. He got me interested in cryptography, only now the book's gone. I think it's been stolen. Sounds pretty terrible. And especially because now I have to search the whole library for it, even though it's probably not even here. You seem busy. A little. She dashes off down the aisle and I resign myself to find my own damn book. Plenty of choices. Kenji stealing books? Ah, come on, how did I get lost? How big is this library? These aren't even printed books, they're all in Braille. I guess it makes sense in a school like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying. I'm sorry, is someone there? A lilting voice drifts from behind one of the cubicles set up for research. As I approach, I see out Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping around the aisles. No, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make so much noise. My, is that you, Zhao? I've not heard from you in quite some time. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me. Oh, sorry. Lily laughs in that refined manner of hers and shakes her head. I'm only teasing you, Zhao. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emi Ibarazaki and lunch on the rooftop, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I guess word gets around pretty quickly. That and I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. You three are always up there claiming the spot for yourselves. She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. No, sorry, we could eat lunch somewhere else if it's a real problem. Oh no, I wouldn't worry about it. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch too. Such as reading the library, as you can see. No, Hanako's here too, I didn't see her. Lily smiles a bit enigmatically. Oh, she's around somewhere. But I'm surprised, Yazawa, you're in here instead of up there. What brings you to the library? Well, Emmy's ill, so there's no lunch on the rooftop to keep me occupied. Lily raises an eyebrow at my statement before giving another chuckle. My poor Rin must feel left out. It's not like that. But I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It's a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Well, she'll be okay. Somehow I get the feeling that Lily's just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyway. Nurse thinks so. I'm going to swing by and see how she's doing after school myself. Another raised eyebrow. My, what a noble gentleman you are, Hizao. It's nothing really, just checking up on my friend after all. Ah, so it's just friends, is it? How disappointing. I blush, glad that Lily can't see it. But somehow she knows I've been flustered by her comment anyway and laughs. I'm sorry, Hizao, I'm teasing you again. Please do tell Emmy that I hope she feels better, won't you? A glance at my watch reveals that I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Now you gotta find a book before lunch is over, so I'd better get moving. See you later. That was probably not the best phrase to use. Lily, however, takes my gaffe in stride. Until we meet again, Hizao. I never do find the book I was looking for, but I walk out with something else instead. My stomach growls slightly, to let me know that I should have had something for lunch. Oh well, I'll grab some before I visit Emmy later. Seems as if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Class feels like it drags on for ages. I suspect my being consumed with worry probably has something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings and I dash out of class, drawing a few raised eyebrows, I'm sure. I had spent the majority of the day fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy is perfectly okay, I want to see for it myself. It doesn't take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? Hate to wake her up, especially if she's feeling ill. Then again, if she sleeps all day, then I could throw off her sleeping schedule. Rest is important if you're ill, isn't it? I can't decide what to do, so I settle for standing outside the door looking like an idiot. And then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door. Thanks for your concern, but I really am okay. Is she talking to me? I'll see your practice tomorrow. Guess not. Still, clearly she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. So why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day. Why today? Granted, I still haven't had time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have? What are you even talking about? Okay. I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? So yeah, judging from the comments, it's just unanimously agreed on that Hizao is really stupid in this route. Like in Rin's, Lily's, and Hanako's routes, his personality was pretty consistent. You could see his personality be like, yeah, that's Hizao, but in this one, he just seems like a complete idiot. What if she's not dressed yet? What if she's not dressed yet? Well, you know what she'll do? She'll say, hold on a second, get dressed, and then come to the door. That's it. The image that flashes through my mind causes my heart to skip a beat, literally. Should I probably not ever think of those thoughts again, not if I want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realize I'm standing in the hallway, looking like an idiot still. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway, hopefully she won't mind the interruption. You worry too much. Come in, the door's unlocked. So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grounding halt, and I'm going to take another drink. Alrighty. Emmy is sitting up in her bed, her hair tousled from a day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I've never seen Emmy without prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just below her knees. But as odd as the sight is, I find myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. Seems that Emmy has finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her and is now watching my reaction closely out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of a surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs the corner of her mouth as she takes sight of me in. I can do nothing but remain in a state of fluctuating between fear, confusion, and a little bit of lust. Emmy hastily sweeps a hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me. You seem a bit caught off guard, Hizao. A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. No, sorry, I just never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so... sorry. Amy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movements of her shirt, very nearly losing myself. I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called and told me you were going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me, well, you know, without legs. I respond in a tone of casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on, I didn't notice. This is almost the truth, I very nearly didn't. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she just sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow on my head. Ass. I definitely catch the pillow and take careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my shot, the shift of her shirt distracting me enough so the next pillow throw hits me right between the eyes. I retaliate, of course. And once I retaliated twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to have far better aim than me, well, it was just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicide charge. Gotcha. Yeah. oh, he got these nice Batman effects. And once the charge was accomplished, well, of course, I'd have to wrestle the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course, we'd wound up in this sort of position. So I find myself staring down at her from my position on top of her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty now from our tussle, chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. A small bit of my brain that is not currently captured by the sight and the smell of her observes that she must still be ill because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. Not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her anyway. Her eyes meet mine. Deep inside, I almost catch a glimpse of what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy? A cough suddenly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off to apologize for everything. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine, it's fine. Just gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder. So what brings you here? She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Her beads are in her hair now, okay. Well, before I was so rudely assaulted by pillows, I came to see how you're doing. This earns me another shove, and I very nearly fall off her bed. Emmy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they are before. Consumed with worry, were you? Tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath. Couldn't bear the thought of me laying deathly ill. As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss. Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out. It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it. Sure he wouldn't, I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again. You're such a jerk, Izao. So how was your day then, huh? Did you enjoy slacking off? Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on. The phone? Yeah, the captain of the team called to make sure I was doing okay. Also let me know if it was okay to skip practice. And at least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Well, I can't help but think it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? And me shrugs. It's his job. Part of being the captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it was nice of him to call, huh? Yep, sure was. And me yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position. So, how was your day? Kind of uneventful, you know? I went ahead and ran by myself and talked to the nurse about how you were doing. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. Seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I jar a blanket to cover us. Why would you lay in bed? What are you doing? You're so weird. You're so weird, this route. She's rolled over on her side, and now one leg's thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. You could just, move the leg and leave. What are you doing? I don't know, he's being weird. Hey. Seems ashamed to wake her, but I have things to do. Gently shake her, but in response she only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. The feeling of her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breath cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least I hope they're gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time since I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. Feels like my heart is about to break. Instinctively tighten my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort meaningless in this situation spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Dad, this is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit upright and gently shake her shoulders to her. Hey, you okay? What a silly question. Huh? What? Izao. She shakes her head as if to clear it and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again and glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up. Yeah, I guess so. You want to talk about it? A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug. Nah, I don't really remember much of it. Pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns towards me, looking a little sheepish. Sorry if I fall asleep on you like that. I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it, you've been ill. Yeah, I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy. Guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who'd fall asleep at the drop of a hat. Rin maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives a half smile at my response, and then just like that she's back to her old self. Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning, Izao. We'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today. But I went running this morning. No excuse. Fine, I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied. Good. Take this as my cue to exit. Well, I better get going, especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. Hop off the bed and head for the door. Hey, Izao. I pivot neatly on my heel and face Emmy. She opens her mouth to say something, then another... First, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens again. Thanks for dropping by, You're kind of the first visitor I've ever had who wasn't Rin. Not surprising, I would figure that Emmy'd have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough, or so I thought, always talking to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again. And thanks for staying around after a look of pain flits across her face. You know, it helped. She brightens back up and waves cheerily at me. See you tomorrow. Yep, see you later. Just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy. Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin gets even wider. Sure thing, Izao. See you in the morning. I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around, march back down the hallway, open her door, and tell her. Tell her I love her, tell her I think she's beautiful, and tell her I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her, to hold her close as she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like that, only to find out nobody's there? I want to be that person she can be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? Not really. The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worry perhaps that I'd overstep my bounds. And now to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. This chap captain of hers who seems so interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but it doesn't change the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. I need to take my mind off this whole situation. I got homework to do. Maybe that'll distract me. Next chapter? No? This chapter's been going on for a while. A night of restlessness has left me feeling fairly groggy this morning. The events of the previous day keep intruding upon my mind. The memory of how Emmy felt against me, the memory of our wrestling match, and most bothersome, the memory of her nightmare. She was in so much pain, I can't stop wondering what it must be like for her to wake up with nobody there. The shower shocks me awake with hot water, awake, but still worried. What'll happen today? Will things just go back to normal? And the episode, back to the status quo? There was a connection yesterday, something that nearly pushed us past the boundaries of normal friendship. No, there really wasn't something like that. Not at all, Hizal. What are you talking about? Would that have been so bad? My mind goes back to the look in Emmy's eyes after our pillow fight. It almost seemed like she was daring me to go on. Almost. But I can't know for sure. Anyway, the track captain is probably first in her affections. But even as I say that, my mind is already snorting derisively. I'm just looking for an excuse, a reason for everything to go wrong. A reason to not try. It's not as if I've ever seen the two of them together outside of track practice, and clearly he's never visited. Emmy said as much herself. If they were close, surely he'd visit. I'm such a wuss. I'd just go for it anyway, damn the consequences. That's what Emmy would do, I think. Hell, I know that's what she'd do. Which is partially why I'm convinced there's no interest on her end. She hasn't acted either. Maybe because of this track captain, it's possible she's got a bit of an unrequited crush thing going on. Who would be able to clarify their relationship? Sure as hell can't be Emmy. She'd probably just laugh and ask why I want to know, and I'm not ready to answer that yet. Rin would probably just give me some cryptic answer, something. And then with my luck, she'd just ask Emmy, who would ask me why I want to know, and I've already covered that problem. I wonder, can I get away with asking the nurse? He seems pretty protective of Emmy. I'm sure he'd know something was up. And he owes me for not letting Emmy know he forgot to tell me about her being ill, so he'll keep quiet. What if he asks me why I want to know, though? Can't shake him off. Just say I'm curious as a friend. He'll buy that, won't he? Of course, that's settled then. After the run, I'll talk with him while Emmy's waiting outside the office. There's no sign of Emmy when I arrive at the track. Is she still too ill? I decided to give her 10 minutes. I'm a little early, and she was ill yesterday, so if she takes a while to show up, it shouldn't be surprising. So I'd hate to just waste my time and occupy myself by stretching and pacing back and forth anxiously. What if I went too far yesterday? What if she doesn't come because she's embarrassed? What if... You're early again, Hizal. I'm impressed. Just like that, I feel some of the tension leave my body. Emmy seems to be bright and cheerful as usual, with no sign that she was even ill the other day, much less had a less than restful sleep. Still, I have to ask, sleep well last night? Just a throwaway question, small talk. The sort of thing people ask before they bump into the sort of thing people ask someone they bump into in the cafe while getting their morning coffee. But not for us, at least not for me. I don't know if Emmy realizes I'm actually concerned about how well she slept last night, but the question does give her some pause. After a short moment of what seems like her genuinely pondering this, she nods. Yep, sure did. Was it because of me? Did it actually help? Or are you just saying that to get me to stop asking questions? Good to hear. Emmy grins and begins warming up. So, ready to begin? Am I ready? Of course I'm ready. I was born ready. Please don't say that again, Hizal. Emmy laughs at my bravado and we take off running. Keep a steady pace the whole time, breathing steadily. I still feel dead at the end, but at least I don't gasp like a fish out of water now. Emmy is positively beaming after the run today. Nice job, Hizal. You're improving. You'll be half as fast as me in no time. This last line is delivered with a teasing grin that I've grown all too used to. Oh, how exciting. Emmy begins to run her sprints while I take a cool-down lap. She's really pushing herself today. By the time I'm done with my lap, she's laying across one of the bleachers looking exhausted. Goodness, not pushing it a little too much today, are you? You did just have a cold, you'll recall. Emmy gives an annoyed snort and sits up. I'm just trying to make up for lost time, that's all. I went twice as hard today, you know. A good run always gets the kinks out, you know. At least in mine, too. Oh? Emmy nods vigorously. Yep, it's a great outlet for that sort of thing. She does not explain further, and I don't ask. I suspect I know the real reason she went so hard today. Being sick had nothing to do with it. Something's bothering her. Maybe a nightmare, maybe something else, but it's not my place to pry. She'd tell me if she wanted me to know. I'm sure it comes in handy. You have no idea. The sincerity in her voice confirms my suspicion. The only problem is, even though I know she'd tell me if she wanted me to know, I still want to know. Something on your mind, then? Amy doesn't seem surprised by my question. Instead, she shrugs. Nah, it's nothing worth getting worried about. She seems as if she's trying to convince herself as much as she's convincing me. I opened my mouth to ask if yesterday was responsible for her current state of mind, but think better of it. Too much risk of taking the question the wrong way. Besides, I'm not even sure myself what to think about yesterday. Really, I can only get about as far as how it felt to have Emmy sleeping next to me before my brain shut down. Having her before me now, covered in sweat and looking wryly at me, she's making it difficult to think. Yeah, I hear ya. Better hurry to see the nurse. We're running out of time. Aren't we always? Emmy laughs at this, a dry chuckle that seems most un-Emmy-like. Too true. For a brief moment, she looks old, worn down by some old hurt. But just like yesterday, I can almost see her shouldering the burden of straightening up slightly. And she's back to being Emmy again. Come on, then. He's out. Race ya. With a sudden smile, she darts off. Ain't no fair. Take off after her, knowing I won't catch her, but not Karen. Even if there's no chance of catching her, I'll still run after her. Emmy's waiting at me at the door as I arrive. Well, look who's finally shown up. Yeah. Enjoy your victory while you can. Emmy grins as the nurse pokes his head out the door. Well, there you are. Come on in, Izao. In what has become a familiar routine by now, he checks my blood pressure and my heart rate. A bit fast today, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of raced Emmy here. The nurse laughs. That's never a good idea. He leans in to whisper to me in a conspiratory manner. I don't know if you've heard, but Emmy's a bit of a track star. I reel back in mock surprise. Really, she never mentioned it before. Two of us share a laugh. Did she do okay today? Cold seemed to bother her. Why don't you ask her? He rolls his eyes in exasperation. Of course I'm going to ask her too, but then she'll tell me she didn't have any problems regardless of whether or not she did. So I'm asking you because you're her friend and will probably tell me if she had trouble today. When he puts it that way, it makes a lot more sense. She seemed pretty good today, if a little more tired than usual. She was already feeling better when I dropped by yesterday, so I'm not that surprised. Nurse nods, though I notice he tenses slightly when I mention yesterday's visit. Well, that's good to hear. I figured it was just a 24-hour thing. Emmy tends to recover quickly from colds and the like. I mean, speaking of Emmy, are she and the track captain? Well, you know. Look of suspicion crosses his face. Why do you ask? Well, so that they seem kind of close, and I was just curious, you know? And I never ask her because that would be kind of embarrassing. So far, so good, now to really sell it. Besides, I think they make a cute couple. The nurse laughs. Well, I suppose you're the first to think that, but I think I can say with some certainty that the two of them will never do anything like that. Certainty? Yep. Not that I can tell you, of course, confidentiality and all that. Yeah, right, you're just like holding a secret over my head. That too. Alright, get out of here, you're a busy man, you know. I roll my eyes at his last statement and head out the door, motioning to Emmy to go in. The whole time I'm trying to keep from doing a celebratory dance. Two of them will never do anything like that, and it's precisely the sort of thing I wanted to hear. I'm half tempted to make some sort of move on Emmy right now, but I think the nurse would probably disapprove. Why does he so, ferocious in this route? Like, he seems a lot more flustered with Emmy than he has with any of the others. Like, with Lily, the thing he'd do much is, glance at her chest and then, look away quickly, even though she couldn't see him doing it. That's the most that he... And occasionally he'd say, she's very pretty. But with this, he's just, he's, nuts. Besides, I still don't know exactly how Emmy feels about me. I mean, it's obvious she cares about me as a friend, but something more than that, I can't be certain. Even so, I can't help but feel hopeful. I just need to figure out a good time to tell Emmy exactly how I feel. That puzzle should keep me occupied for the rest of the day, at least. The rooftop is completely deserted. Normally I count on Rin to be up here before me, but she's strangely absent. Wonder if she decided to accompany Emmy to the cafeteria for once. That seems pretty unlikely, but it's all I can think of right now. Part of me wants to go look for Rin, but a far larger part of me is too pleased with the way the sun feels on my skin to care. I pick idly at my lunch while I wait for Emmy and Rin to show up. It does not take long for me to hear the sounds of someone coming up the stairs. I wait until the door begins opening before talking. Took you long enough. Keeping me waiting for you, honestly. Two of you are... Huh? Well, that's odd. The only person standing in the doorway is Emmy, who looks mildly confused. What did you mean, huh? It's me, you know, Emmy, we're in the mornings. She grins, and I feel my heart jump slightly in my chest at the sight. Yes, I know that, I'm just confused. Where's Rin? Emmy's grin is replaced by a rather guilty-looking expression. Yeah, about that. I kinda, sorta... Gave her my cold. Oh dear. Am I at risk too? It makes sense, after all. Emmy and I were in close contact the other day. So what did she and Rin do that got her ill? Steady on, old lad, don't go down that road. Rin's probably just got a worse immune system than me. Amy seems shocked by my comment, like she hasn't considered that before. I hope not. I feel terrible if you get ill because of me, Hizao. Oh, I think I feel a fever coming on. Amy looks horrified, then quickly shifts into a more angry expression. Hizao, you stop getting sick this instant. I won't have it. Impulsively, she seizes me by the collar. Are you listening to me, Hizao's immune system? Get your ass in gear. Give a smart salute. Duly noted, ma'am. Amy steps back and nods satisfied. Good. You are not allowed to miss any of our morning runs, after all. But you missed a morning run. Amy crosses her arms and looks at me haughtily. Yes, but that's a special case. It was me and not you. That's not an explanation at all. Amy looks flabbergasted. You're kidding, right? Explanation makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. It's a blatant double standard. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Ah, fine. Amy seems pleased by her victory. Anyway, is Rin gonna be okay? She's not terribly ill, right? Amy shakes her head. Nope, she'll be fine. I got her some cold medicine. That should help her. Well, I probably should have made sure she didn't try to take them all at once. She's done it before, you know. Somehow I don't find this all that surprising. I doubt Rin is one to pay attention to maximum dosages and stuff. You should probably check in on her later then, just to make sure. Amy shrugs. I'll stop by after practice. She'll be fine until then. I nod, figuring that line of conversation is over. Whoops. The only problem is I don't know what else to talk about. So, you got any more track meets coming up? This is a terribly roundabout way of trying to see if she's free on the weekend. If she's free, then maybe I can ask her on a date or something. I'll see when I can get myself to actually form the words. Amy shakes her head. Nah, not for another couple weeks, I think. The season's winding down. Yeah, I came in right in the middle of things, didn't I? Does that mean exams are coming up soon? I should probably look into that. What do you do on weekends if you're not at a meet? An eyebrow goes up and Amy gets a teasing look on her face. You're awfully inquisitive today, aren't you? I shrug and hope it looks casual. Just making conversation. I don't know what it's like to be a track star, after all. Flattery. She waves a hand idly. I'm not actually that good, you know. You just so happen to see me on a good day is all. You liar. Yeah, but humility is the sign of a good athlete. At least that's what my dad used to say. She shrugs and tries unsuccessfully to hide the rather troubled expression on her face is taken on. What's up? You seem bothered by something. Amy starts to deny it, then sighs in defeat. Wonder if she's too tired from being sick to get herself to deny it like usual. Or if she actually just trusts me enough at this point to open up. Well, you remember last night? Do I ever? I settle for nodding, however. That's not the first time that's happened to me. Actually, I get them kinda... She pauses as if it suddenly occurred to her what she's doing. It's almost like she's breaking some sort of personal rule here. But she starts up again, choosing her words carefully. Well, not often, but on occasion. It's just been one of those weeks where that's what happens. A sigh escapes her, and she looks terribly frustrated. Reach over and give her a hug. Why? Okay. Which, unlike last time, doesn't seem to shock her. Instead, she seems to relax as my arms wrap around her. Why are you so weird, Hizao? Please. We stay that way for a while. Hey, you know, I was serious last night. You really can't talk to me if stuff like this is bothering you. It's always difficult to do this sort of thing solo, you know? And he smiles and breaks the embrace, but stays leaning on my shoulder. Thanks, Hizao. I'll be fine, I think. I can already see her reassembling herself, ready to bottle it up again. Guess that topic's closed now, so given any more thought in that career survey? Can't say I have. I don't tend to plan very far ahead, you know. Although I suppose I could at least start looking into college, eh? I shrug. I suppose, unless you were serious about that pirate thing. Last I checked, pirates don't have much need for universities. Unless there's like a pirate university out there somewhere. Amy giggles and starts to look like her old self, but then there's a new element to her expression. Impish, that's how I describe it. Amy looks impish, looking at me with her head nestled into my shoulder. Would you come with me if I ran off to be a pirate? Of course I would. Who in the right mind would pass up the opportunity to be pirates with you? Well, when you put it that way, I'm not sure. She giggles again. Notice that my heart seems to have sped up. It's probably due to Emmy's proximity to me. That hint of strawberries again. Yeah, man, just smell her hair. That's totally, like, that's awesome. Keep doing that. Can't help but grin as I gaze down at her. She's happy again. Hey, Zhao. If you're gonna kiss me, you should probably do it soon. I think the lunch bell is about to ring. My thoughts grind to a sudden halt. I'm pretty sure my mouth is hanging open in shock. All I can manage is a strangled, This amuses Emmy even more. You were thinking about it, weren't you? She sits up, bringing her face level with mine. I'd probably enjoy it, you know. You're a really... Well, she briefly composes herself, looking like she's about to say something important. If you hadn't figured it out by now, I think I've developed a bit of a crush on you. You're gonna have to do something about that. This time her grin short-circuits several important thought processes. At some point I turned towards her, and at another point her arms moved around my neck. And yet another, my arms wrapped around her waist. I'll be damned if I can tell precisely when that happened, because at the moment there's only a voice in the back of my head yelling at me to kiss her. I look in Emmy's eyes. There it is. The thing I saw yesterday on the bed. It's there again. Suddenly strikes me that she's worried that I'll reject her. What a silly worry for her to have. This is chapter 1 of Emmy's route. Okay. Your lips taste faintly of strawberries, thank you. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on something else. There. She leans into the kiss, and her arms tighten around the back of my head, making sure that I don't pull away. Not that there was any danger of that. There's a churning feeling in my gut. The world falls away. There's just me, her, and this bench. My arms tighten, drawing her waist closer, and entranced by the feel of her. I inhale her scent, my mind trying desperately to memorize everything about how she tastes, how she smells, how she feels. The ring of the bell snaps us back to reality, and we break the kiss. Emmy's cheeks are slightly flushed, and she seems to be catching her breath. In her defense, so am I. We stand there for a few moments, trying to wrap our heads around what we've just done. Emmy is the first to break the silence. So, wanna grab dinner after I'm done with practice? What a coincidence. I was about to ask you the same thing. Well, actually, I was supposed it was going to be some kind of proper date on the weekend or something, but the thought was there, I think. Emmy gives me a playful shove. Yeah, right. You are still in shock from how incredibly awesome I am at kissing. We begin to head down the stairs back to our respective classrooms. Hey, I didn't see you talking immediately afterwards either. That I didn't. See you after practice, Zhao. She leans in quickly and gives me a quick kiss in the middle of the hallway, sending me into another brief state of mental freefall. As I head back into the classroom, a giggling Misha greets me. Why, Hee-chan, how you were romantic, you? Did you confess on the rooftop, did you? Actually, I think it was the other way around. This sends Misha into a fresh fit of laughter. Young love is so unpredictable, isn't it? This, being Misha, I suppose I should have expected her to tease me over this. I guess. Before I can really respond, Muto's entered the room and Misha skips off to her seat, giggling all the while. I expect I'll get a lot of that sort of conversation now, especially seeing as how Emmy kissed me right in the middle of the hall. But somehow I don't care about that. For the first time since arriving here, my heart feels light. Now here's the chapter change. Perspective. Well, I guess it's technically chapter 3. Since chapter 2, well, that was chapter 1 of Emmy's Road, and this is technically chapter 2 of Emmy's Road. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.